What's up, guys? Vince right here, and welcome to a Vince Talk. Early this time, so if any news happened in the weekend, I have no idea if I will add it at some point in this video, but hopefully I don't add anything in this video because I just hate editing. But yeah, look, pretty much I'm recording this early, in it's almost Friday, but pretty much I want to just record podcast because why not? Also, probably busy this weekend, so that's another thing. And also, hopefully you guys saw my video where I go to travel and also some videos on Friday. I usually never put anything on Friday, but I just want to put something because I'm bored. Yeah, just some gaming stuff that I put out just to see how that goes. And if no one watches it, then that's okay. Pretty much, I want to talk about some stuff here and stuff that I might add later, but other than that, it's just just news that you probably heard many times. But I have a mixture of news before we get into gaming news and animation news, actually, no, there's no animation news. I thought I had some animation news, but I guess not. I don't know. I might add it at some point out there, but let's talk about what these sad news that has been going on across the world and especially across America. So there was a high school, and pretty much there was another shootout, which is sad because you know that's always like heartbreaking to see, and like especially when kids started this stuff, when there's a shootout happening and there's everyone's panicking, you just don't know what to do. And it feels like that's beginning to be common, and of course, this shouldn't be a surprise, especially in a gun state. But yeah, I don't know what to think about this other than it is sad, especially, during this generation. I don't know if, when I was going to high school, I don't know if I heard like a lot of shootouts or anything like that, but it's crazy that shootouts happen, especially when they're not in the hood, and especially how, all this is sort of stemmed from mental illness and all that. My prayers go out to the ones that suffered, like the students suffered that from this, horrible event in Appalachia. So, stay safe out there. Got a lot of kids in that watch my videos, and always stay safe and don't panic. That's when you lose, even though that it when things happen, it happens, and I don't know, just pray. Just hopefully that, when the moments that you're scared, just pray, that, to Jesus that you will be, that you will be alive to get back home, and pretty much hopefully all of this that ever happens, and hopefully it doesn't happen, would, be left behind. Anyways, let's continue on with some news that I honestly am trying to figure out if I should ever talk about it or something. But I'm just gonna be like low key about it, but also in layman terms, because I really don't know the full extent of the news at all. But in any case, like I saw one of my favorite YouTubers that I used to be subscribed to, and not anymore. For some reason, what's her name? Lauren Chen. Like her channel got terminated, right? Because I couldn't find it at all. And she was one of my favorites. The same thing with Melanie Mac, until Melanie Mac became crazy, but also crazy in a good sense, but still crazy. And just, like you saying the F slur is not going to help anything to get your point across. But still, Melanie Mac says it, and it's just annoying. I was like, that's not what God intends. She calls herself a Christian, which I'm trying to think if it's true or not. But you still, say these derogatory things, but okay, it's just not right. And I wouldn't say the same thing with Lauren Chen, but I guess she did something crazy by taking money from the Russians or whatever. Like, I don't know what's going on. And here's the thing about me. I spoke and pretty much wholeheartedly about Russia and Ukraine and how it's terrible what's happening with these wars happening. Yeah, and I'm more on the side of Ukraine because I believe that, Ukraine didn't do anything wrong. They tried to get away from Russia. Like, well, why did Russia invade Ukraine? I don't know. In this day and age, we're still invading other countries. Like that's what we're doing. Like Russia wants to take it back, even though like they shouldn't, but instead they forcefully just forcefully get what they want from Ukraine. That is predatory. That is evil. And I say it, in another sense, throughout this whole thing that happened, a few years ago with the whole war, is that we shouldn't cancel or hate Russia. And I'm thinking like it's beginning to soften up. Russians are, beginning to be, respected and pretty much deserved where they are. I feel like, yeah, so supporting Russia means you're supporting the government, which means you're supporting Putin and, for his evil deeds. But at the same time, Russia has a lot of people. Not one of those people are with Putin. Okay? They're not with that guy. And they're not about this life, about the wars or anything. Like if I lived in Russia and I was a Russian creator that spoke English and made content, and from what you see right now, if I basically wasn't American, like would I get the same hate because I live in a country where most people freaking hate? Like it's not my fault. Like I didn't do anything. And what's all this cancellation that I did, like I get, but I don't deserve that. A lot of things talk about stuff, this and that about America, but not to the extent of like what people say about Russia and pretty much people say about, Israel. People say about like, China and stuff that is like, even though, yeah, it makes sense why. It makes sense why they're getting the backlash, but countries should never ever get backlash for basically anything. It's always the person, the people that started it. The amount of like criminals that go on in America, you don't see like people hating on America that hard compared to Russia. And pretty much I'm talking about from a human sense, freaking just normal people. They got nothing to do with the war. They got nothing to do with anything. Like if I was in Israel and like, with all this free Palestine stuff, and I was coming from that country and here I live in America, like what did I do to deserve any hate? Nothing. I'm just a person minding my damn business, minding myself, and just out of nowhere, people think I'm about the whole like killing like the Palestinian thing, and it's like I'm not. Especially, it doesn't matter how long you live in America. It doesn't matter if like that stuff is like in the past or something. It's just crazy. It's sickening. And I'm speaking basically against the protesters and the crazy people that want to cancel like just innocent people that are from like a uninnocent country. But that's what I think. And this whole Laurentian thing that she got, like I don't know what the news is really about. And I feel like if they are giving her money just so they can be pro-Russian, the same thing with Tim Pool, that's kind of scary. It's kind of like how much money we're talking about here. It's insane. like going to that far or something. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the right person to talk about this. Politics. When I talk about politics, I also talk about it from an understanding sense, but also in a human sense where, can we think about the freaking people? Like in this country that is, broken and stuff like that. Like I get that it's getting hate. I get that it has a lot of, maybe it has a lot of privileged people or something. I honestly don't look at Russia as privileged. I look at it as like, damn, that place is horrible. Like from what it's portrayed, and I never been to Russia, but like it just like, man, it would suck to be there. Just watching movies about it and stuff like that. I would hate living in Russia, to be honest. But at the same time, these people don't really deserve it. The Russians don't freaking deserve it. Ukrainians don't deserve it. It's all about showing love. I'm always about, and always been about that, except in so many different terms. It's like one love, show love, unity, but a lot of times we can never be united. We can never agree. And I can understand that. But, in reality, and I'm talking about not online, but in reality, it's used instead of people being freaking keyboard warriors. What about like what happens if you actually go up to the person? Are you willing to go to those board, to that, basically go that far? Like, what are you gonna do if the person that you don't like, all because he's like, of his race or of his people, like, what are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? Nothing, because that online in itself is different from real life. moving on. Pretty much like, this is sad news. Another one. But I never. Well, I follow pastors here and there. Vlad, Isaiah, and pretty much like other pastors that are just known to actually go certain areas where a lot of people are not comfortable with because it is the truth from the Lord. And any truth from the Lord it's not designed to keep you comfy, to actually keep you no, the truth hurts. And especially if you live against God, like it sometimes hurts. And pretty much that's where, this pastor that I don't really follow named Greg comes in. Greg Locke is a pastor. And if that name is familiar, then you probably heard it from some person be like, how dare Greg said this and blah, blah, blah. And he's not afraid to go to those lengths of talking about, especially within, the LGBT plus community and stuff like that. But recently, a terrible event has happened where people that don't like him decide to take it in their own hands and try to assassinate him in his own house with his own family. And that's just not right. You got to understand the human sense of when some things are not right, even though you disagree. I disagree with a lot of YouTubers, especially ones that I follow. But I'm not going to as far as to catch them because that is psychopath behavior. Hello? Common sense just doesn't exist anymore in the real world, especially in the internet, because apparently being an a-hole just gets you thinking that it can get you everything. Like, what's up with all that freaking thing that happened with the Chase Bank? Just to bring another topic here, that Chase Bank situation. Apparently, it's like a money glitch, they call it. Like, what kind of world do people live in? And I feel like this was started by freaking kids. Like, having a fake check. You do realize that you will get arrested and you will go to jail for like a certain amount of years. Like 30 years, I believe, if you commit that crime where you pretty much get a fake check and give it to the bank so you can get some of that free money. Some free money. Free money. I'm trying to make things simple so people can understand what I'm trying to say. Because I feel like no matter what comes out of my mouth, so many people are focused on the sound of my voice instead of the freaking words that are coming out of it. You know what I mean? Anyways, but that's just crazy too. Okay, that whole Chase Bank glitch. What the heck is that? From TikTok of all places. Because people want to get quick cash. And I get that we're living in inflation. Okay, I'm trying to work hard getting my cash, but legally. But also, people are trying to make cash whatever they can illegally. Kind of crazy that, in the world we live in or something like that. I don't get it. But, yeah, the whole Greg Locke thing, hopefully he's okay. Praise to him. He didn't deserve the shootout. He didn't deserve the smoke at all. Okay? Even though you disagree with him or not. It's really telling the world. But, man, they're going that far to find his house and his own family. That, I don't know what it is. It's sickening, okay? For obvious reasons. But I'm basically, and since I'm a newsman, let's talk about what's going on with, this girl named Haley Welch. Okay, I had a phone call and pretty much, I'm just going to I'll just open this slide door so I can get some nice air. There's a slight chance that some people might hear me because I can be loud, and they'll be like, "Who's that? What?" Like picking up the fences or something, which I hope doesn't happen. But shoot, I'm willing to bet. Anyways, let's get into the next news, which is Haley Welch. Yeah, the girl that is known for the VINZ TUAH. And yeah, she made a podcast, and get this, you know what the podcast name is? Talk to her. I'm like, okay, she made a podcast. Mind you, as I'm recording this, she has like I have more subscribers than her, but I mean, I feel like if she advertised it on her Instagram, because she does have like millions of followers on Instagram, like it won't be too, it won't be like, just too late if it does get to a higher following count. I mean, I just like seeing channels of just, I remember there was a time where when I had 10,000 subscribers, and Tony Hawk started his podcast and it was below 10,000, and I just felt good for myself. I was on about it, just, bragging like, "Yeah, you know me. I'm pretty much more famous than Tony Hawk." Because he had a podcast with Wolf, Tony Hawk and Wolf, and I think that's what it's called, his friend, and they pretty much do a podcast together, and yeah, that didn't. Yeah, obviously he got more followers now, but I don't know. Let's see if Talk Tua is going to have more followers than Tony Hawk, and that would just be like a culture bridge right there. Anyways, yeah. Also, I've been hearing a lot about this particular news. Well, actually, particular movie. And just like not really news, but also just a lot of talk about it within, the Christian community as I'm part of. This one involves the movie Deliverance. It's a horror movie. It's one of the top right now in Netflix. And if anyone's planning to watch it, I'm thirsty. Holy crap, my throat. If anybody needs to watch it, do not. Okay, it is demonic, and it is just like I'm scared to even see some of the clips and stuff like that because I think and here's the thing. I think I had a incident where it's kind of very similar to some people when they watch a certain thing, when they indulge in a certain type of media or something, and it affects them their whole lives. Like, pretty much watching this movie is more possessive than watching corn or watching whatever, like a snuff film or something like based, or just like video games or something. There's something about a movie showing something demonic that pretty much haunts you and gives you nightmares, but also affects a lot, like pretty much the behind the scenes of the movie Deliverance, which again, do not watch it because, I dealt with enough demons every sleep. I'm just scared, okay? How do you think I'm supposed to, like, I can't, I barely sleep. That's why I wake up very, very late. And that's pretty much for those that follow my Discord, you probably know that. Like, I know most of you wake up at 6 or something at your time, and I'm just like, thank God I don't go to school anymore. But I pretty much wouldn't know how to wake up at all because during the nighttime, I'm in the battle. I'm in the freaking warfare, the spiritual warfare, okay? And for those that are Christians, you would understand that because I do share that a lot in some of these videos. But for this, moment when something similar that happened in Deliverance is when I saw this movie, and I was in the Philippines at the time. It was a movie. It's on Netflix, of course, and I was watching on my laptop. It's called I don't know, Devil Trials, I think it's called. And man, that movie is terrifying and scary. I was showing it to my brother, and he was like, "Man, don't, yo, put that down, man. I wouldn't even watch that." And pretty much, I saw the whole thing, and I think after that whole trip, it haunted me. Just like it pretty much haunted me when I came back to the U.S. So I don't know what's that about. Also, there's just a lot of voodoo that happens in the Philippines. So pretty much, something happened to me. I guess I really don't know. I try to figure that out a lot of times, but I mean, I don't know. It still needs to be answered. And for this one particularly with the Deliverance, I feel like if you watch that, because this is what happened to one of the people behind the scenes that are making the movie. Like, what is it? Their dog died during set. One of them almost got took out. Like, with some scene during the set. One of the, actors caught cancer, believe it or not, during the set. So definitely go check out this, the behind the scenes or something. And they all try to pray before doing scenes and stuff, but it didn't save them. Pretty much they were walking into terrible territory. And even the director said like, "Oh, I felt like we were opening portals or something like that." And pretty much lo and behold, like they suffer a lot of the, the paranormal happenings while making that particular movie. People don't believe it or not. I know some people that subscribe to my channel don't believe in ghosts or anything, don't believe in spirits. They're real, okay? They're real. Sure, you got some over fantasized version of, from what you've seen, like one of them, but man, what is the show I grew up? I grew up watching this, what is it, Ghost Adventures or something? It's some ghost hunting show that I used to watch a lot as a kid. And, that stuff is real. And pretty much I knew it was real as a kid. And there was a moment where like, yeah, it's probably fake. And probably oversaturated. and not all of it is real, but some of it is real. The concept of ghosts, haunting your house or something, you have to get it delivered. You have to reach out to, the Holy Spirit. I don't know. It's just, I wish that people would understand that there is a evil power or an upper power that is haunting, basically this earth. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get into this whole, what was this? Oh yeah, I already talked about the chase fraud thing, and I put it here. I was supposed to say that, but yeah, that's pretty dumb. The TikTok check fraud, and I see people like doing like what is this trend called? Like they show a thing in the background of how much their money was gone, but it's obviously fake. What is it, like $1 trillion is gone from your bank account? I don't know what would happen. Like any money gone from my bank account, easily homeless. I will be homeless a second time because I've been homeless before, okay? I just couldn't deal with that. That's why I'm not stupid, and I'm not going to freaking, do whatever TikTok hack or something that pretty much is going to cost me and, have me be arrested. Be smart out there. Anyways, let's get into some gaming news. We got some big ones. And also, Sage 2024 just happened. They did a stream. I don't know why. Okay, this is my rants right here, because I am going to do a stream in Sage, and pretty much I follow them, and I don't want to be in, I was thinking of interviewing some people that are the creators of Sage or something like that. And Sage is basically a gaming direct that happens. It's a group of people that are fans of Sonic. They make Sonic fan games. But now they pretty much implement to make other indie games that are very Sonic inspired. And I love Sage because that they showcase games that are usually platformers. A lot of platformers. And I love platformers. I grew up on platformers. One of the first ever games was a freaking platformer. So, of course, this is a community that speaks to me. And as a person that plays all types of games everywhere, nothing beats Sage. Nothing beats what they have, because it's basically like every game I see, I can see myself playing it, having a good time, even though it doesn't look right because you got a couple of child-made games and stuff. But at the same time, I'm eating good. Every time I see Sage, I'm like, yeah, they have a lot of chefs in the kitchen that all have their individual dishes and they are cooking. So pretty much, of course, I'm going to be streaming some of their games and some of the things that stand out. I'm going to do this thing where I'm not going to, really, I'm going to get the bigger games out before the small ones, because I don't even know how long the stream is going to be. It's pretty much going to be a long stream because it's a lot of games. A lot of games were showcased there. I think it was more than last year, that's for sure. But also another thing, why the heck did Sage did the stream? They did the pre-show stream at 3 a.m. West Coast time. I operate in West Coast time, aka Los Angeles time, even though I don't live there. But I operate in West Coast time. So pretty much if you know what time it is here, if you're from West Coast or like Oregon or Seattle or Los Angeles or in the Bay Area or in like Vancouver or, pretty much down to Peru, you would know what freaking time it is. Now imagine it being 3 a.m. and everyone's asleep. They decided to freaking do a stream at that time. What the heck? That removed a point for me. I don't know. I just lost a bit of respect for Sage, because where is Sage from? Is it from Europe? Because it seems like there's only one European in that freaking panel of other gamers from the looks of it. And the most are American, or most from America, or mostly sound American, because maybe there's some Canadians in there. I don't freaking know. Or maybe there's some that probably move abroad, which I don't know the background of the people hosting the pre-show, but why would they freaking showcase it during everyone asleep in the US? Does Sage hate Americans or something? Do they hate people in this region here in the New World? I don't get it. Can you just stream in a much more appropriate time? Maybe during I don't. And pretty much they ended at midnight. They ended at midnight. They started midnight and they ended at midnight. And I was like, okay, so what is the point of this? There is literally someone there that had to drink a bunch of energy drinks just to actually stay up, and everyone's joking around and stuff. And I'm like, listen, if I was in that freaking panel of people that are doing the pre-show, I would simply ask a question, which I still didn't get an answer from Sage. Why did you stream during the night in the US? What is the problem? Why are you operating on freaking European time? And it's a good thing that I usually stay up late because, again, I'm battling these demons out of these streets, okay? I'm freaking Goku, okay, in the night, trying not to get freaking eaten alive by the demons. But also, I look at my phone and I'm seeing a pre-show, a live stream from Sage, and I'm like, why? Why would you? I don't know. I try to understand. I try to have an understanding. I try to be demure, but not everything's demure, okay? Not everything's elegant. Anyways, shout out to PlayStation. They celebrated 30 years. 30 years of PlayStation. I discovered PlayStation when I was like, shoot, what was it? I think it was like, the PS1 back in 2002, which is, I believe it's the late time for the PS1 or something. And sooner or later, the PS2 was coming. I don't freaking know. I was like a fetus back then, okay? Like, you think I remember anything during that time before 2005? The only thing in 2005 that I remember is probably the New Year's. Like, there was a New Year festival that I remember in 2005, which had to be the best New Year's festival hosted on TV, at least in my standards, because it's the first time I'm looking at it. I was like, no way, we're going to the next year, 2006. It's my first time experiencing that on TV with my family and, just in the old house. And I believe it was in Jersey at the time because, this 2005 and stuff. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And also, again, I was a baby. I remember Pops actually holding me, his hands holding me and stuff like that. So it was like, I think I was like trying to eat coal or going into the furnace or something. I don't know why. I was just going a bunch of places. Thank goodness there was an adult there. I could have been fried. Like I'm fried tonight, battling these demons. No, but seriously, yeah, pretty much. And also Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper, all the classic PlayStation games that I remember and still want to experience more. The moment that I had like the PS3 is the moment that I knew this was going to be the last PlayStation system I'll ever have in my life. And that hurts. And also another thing, a PSP. I have my PSP. I showcased it. I pretty much announced or said something like, which I don't really show a lot, but I hacked my PSP and now it plays like NES games and stuff like that. But unfortunately, sooner or later, not unfortunately, I'm going to have a handheld, a gaming handheld to replace my PSP. And the reason why is that because the PSP just doesn't have a good enough battery. And I have a hard time trying to charge it. Like, it's this whole thing that I have to freaking charge it. And usually when I use my PC. So, like, I have to, replace and pretty much dump all my games from my PSP to my new gaming handheld, which is coming real soon, which I'm very excited for. And still, I kept this PSP. This PSP is like, I had this since back in 2011 or something, and it still holds up. It's still good. It can still play games. I mean, probably not anymore as it used to. It's hacked, but if you have like a UMD or something, but I can't play games or go into the store because I don't know if PlayStation. Well, then again, the PSP store is gone because that's freaking like centuries ago. So yeah, I still have my PSP till this day. I want to freaking clean it, but since I'm gonna have a new handheld, I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I'm happy 30th anniversary to PlayStation. Thanks for, the amount of games. And still to this day, my favorite game, Ratchet and Clank, is one of my favorites. It would be literally the last game. What is it? Ratchet and Clank Battle Nexus on the PS3. It was the last game that my dad played. The last game. He didn't play anything after that. He didn't care about any video games. But I witnessed, like, that was it. The moment he played it, I think he was, like, getting dizzy or something. And also, when he played Prince of Persia, there was another game I played with him, and he almost threw up. And yep, that was it. That was it. It ended there. It ended with those games. But still, I kind of want to continue playing these and witnessing more. I can see the heart. And mostly my dad's favorite systems are the PlayStation. It's the PlayStation. So basically, PlayStation, the reason why I love PlayStation, I always want a PS5. I'm too damn poor to have a PS5. But I always want one just to know that this is the system that basically runs in the family. Anyways, moving on. Nintendo. Speaking of other... I don't have a problem with Nintendo. I just don't like them. I hate Nintendo, okay? And I probably shouldn't say that. Sorry, Nintendo. I freaking love you, Nintendo. Huh. I love you. Ooh. I freaking hate Nintendo. But Nintendo caught themselves, like, I don't know what they... Paste and twist. TOS. Nintendo has updated their new TOS, and it is BS. TOS BS. Because apparently, whatever they feel like, it's kind of like this. You ever had, like... you know what their TOS sounds like? It sounds like Chloe from Miraculous Ladybug. Like, I don't like this video, and I'm gonna delete it, and it's gonna be gone. And I'm just like, well, that's what you sound like, Nintendo. You sound very undemure, okay? Of course you're gonna, just, this has to happen, of them updating or something like that if they don't like a video. And that's the TOS, basically, in layman terms, because there is details, but I'm too lazy to show that to y'all, because I don't freaking care. Because it's Nintendo, why should I care, honestly? It's not even a surprise, because they've been doing this for a while. They don't like it when people make videos of Nintendo and stuff like that, and they cry about it, and just like, I don't get it. I probably should stop talking about this, because I don't want this video to get, blocked or knocked down by Nintendo, because I've been terminated so many times. I'm an easy target for YouTube, so yeah. Screw Nintendo. Anyways, sorry, Nintendo. I love you. I'm kidding. Anyways, Review Tech USA is still making vids. I don't know what that's about. He shared a story which is like disgusting. I'm like, what you? Anyways, next news. Knock that one out. High five me. Next news. We got Dr. Disrespect. Apparently he's back and he has won the group because all of them are lies or something, that what he did. And there's still this part of me where I'm like, I don't trust it. I don't know what is going on with Dr. Disrespect. I don't know why he's back. Like, he lost everything and you think he's going to get that back or something like that. Like, we already know what happened. Okay, the proof is right there. But maybe I have to do my research to see what's up with Dr. Disrespect, if he's guilty or not. But then again, I probably wouldn't care. Also, RIP Concord. That's right, Concord is gone. Dunzo. La Dunzo. Yeah, apparently they don't really have anything on stock up in the PS Store. It's removed. And also in other places. And I believe that it's not worth getting the damn game. It's basically paperweight if you spend your money on the I almost said cartridge, the CD, the box or something, which, I'm going to be honest, it's been a while. I haven't bought a box or game inside a box or something like that. All my stuff is on PC. All my stuff is what I have, like, all of the Switch games that I have. Like, I don't freaking buy them outside at all. It would be cool though, but I don't really get them outside. It's been a while since I bought actual games from outside sources. I always bought my games PC, Switch, basically, and to cover my own home online, basically. And yeah, I don't know. Like, for Concord, for those that actually purchase the game, and thank goodness that Concord is trying to do this whole, like, giving back their money for those that purchase the game because it's not worth it. And, they're doing a good job of actually refunding their customers. But at the same time, it's kind of sad that Concord is gone. And, the creators and developers are probably have to deal with the backlash of basically being laid off, which is, I hate seeing. I don't like seeing these, big, especially for Concord, which is, I would say, not a really good game, but it is a high profile game. And even with that, like, you can only imagine what's about to happen with Star Wars Outlaws later on, because that game did not do good. And chances are that is going to result to something like a layoff effect. Even though there is some like many games out there that are basically in, the chopping block of just, even though they're good. And I think that's the thing of why I love Sage, is that these are, the indie developers, or pretty much that are just making stuff of, without having like big companies, which some of them do maybe. I don't know the background of some of the developers in Sage, but for any indie game developer or anything like that, I feel like it's now a good time to actually not have go to a studio and just go to the comfort of your own home. Just work from there, because if a layoff happens, then what are you gonna do if you actually all that money from wasting gas, or all that money wasting like their lunch, and also relying on the resources of that particular building is gonna go to waste. And also, guess what? Your job will go to waste if you get laid off from unknown reasons. I feel like there needs to be an alternative to all that, but it's heartbreaking to see. Concord is gone, knowing that live service games wouldn't, and nobody asked for this game. Nobody asked for another live service, especially Overwatch style game like this one. Okay, like we have Apex, Valorant, and of course Overwatch. But just adding another one in the list, it's kind of just it is pointless. Anyways, Metal Gear. Let's talk about Metal Gear real quick, because I discovered something interesting. Metal Gear, this is from the YouTuber Swing. I think I forget his name. Swell Studios, the girl that with the glasses that basically just talks about conventions that she goes to, because I guess that's her freaking job. That she just goes to random conventions, especially ones that has nothing to do with her interests of Metal Gear. And Metal Gear is not really an easy series to follow, but can you at least know what the freak a Metal Gear is? And she is also not a gamer girl, which I don't really know her life secrets or anything like that. I don't know that, okay? I don't know her personally. And I know that she wouldn't want that, okay? But I guarantee you that I never really heard of a Metal Gear convention, which is a convention that she went to, and she has zero influence or interest in the freaking series that the convention is based on. And I totally get it. She's given it as like a non-biased opinion of the convention, of how it's run, from an outsider perspective. And that's pretty smart. But at the same time, it would be cool just to see her know what the frick it is about. To see all the reference and stuff like that. I bet she probably got spoiled just by going into the convention itself. They probably put some spoilers of what happened to this in Metal Gear 3 or something. But yeah, apparently there's a freaking Metal Gear convention that I'd never heard about, that has never been known out there, which I honestly feel like, and what did she said? She said that there's going to be a lot of people from the looks of it. They need to actually transfer to a bigger convention, because it's Metal Gear. It's pretty much a famous, a big deal. It's like one of Hideo Kojima's biggest games that has ever touched planet Earth. Biggest games, especially in the PlayStation, series of, classics. Metal Gear is one of them. And it having a convention, Hideo Kojima definitely should be invited to this convention for sure. Come on, there has to be a way for that to happen, right? He gave shout outs to many other artists or many other people, cosplayers and stuff like that. I seen his Twitter, his Twitter/X post, because apparently one of my favorite channels went to Hideo Kojima Studios in Japan. They took a vacation in Japan. And I never thought that this particular channel would actually be international, right away out there. I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. Pretty much they went to Japan. I never been to Japan, but that's pretty nice. And yeah, pretty much there has to be a way for him to go to that convention, but I never heard of that. A Metal Gear convention. What could be the games? What could be the, is it all story based of talking about the series, being fans of it? What are the game shows surrounding it? What is the panels going to be? One of those aspects. Moving on, we also got, from news, there is going to be a Switch reveal this month. I don't know when. I don't know what it is about, but that's what I heard, apparently. And that's it. That's all you get here in VinzTalk. There's probably some stuff that I pretty much forgot. I don't know. What I do know is that I'm sweating. My booty, my chest. Okay, my head is sweaty. Sweaty. I'm wet. In not a good way. And I'm gonna smell because I just took a shower and it's freaking still hot. I hope that this freaking weather ends. When is it gonna end? When is it gonna get cool? I really want that cool weather. Anyways, as I'm steaming here like a freaking omelet, I'll see ya when I see ya. One love and a peace. God bless. Prayers. Make sure to pray so it keeps the demons away. Okay, that was good. Okay, one love and a peace. God bless.